Every useful program needs to make decisions. Should this user be allowed in? Is this prediction above the threshold? Did the model finish training? In Python, decisions are made using conditionals. In this episode, we go line by line through if, elif, and else, and how to combine them correctly. An if statement runs a block of code only when the condition is true. The structure is the keyword if, followed by a condition, followed by a colon. The code that belongs to the if block is indented on the next line. Python uses indentation to know which lines are inside the block. When age is 20, the condition age greater than or equal to 18 is true, so the message is printed. When age is 15, the condition is false and the entire block is skipped. Nothing is printed. Indentation is not optional in Python. It is how Python decides which lines of code belong inside a block. The standard is 4 spaces. Any line indenta under an if statement is part of that block. Lines that return to 0 indentation are outside the block and run regardless of the condition. If you forget to indent after an if statement, Python will immediately raise an indentation error and your program will not run. The else statement is the fallback. It runs when the if condition is false. You write else followed by a colon at the same indentation level as the if. Its block is also indented. Here, age is 15, so the if condition is false. Python skips the if block and runs the else block instead. Printing access denied. The else has no condition of its own. It simply catches everything that did not match. When you need to check more than 2 possibilities, use elif, which is short for else if. Python checks each condition from top to bottom. The moment it finds one that is true, it runs that block and skips everything else. Here, score is 72. The first condition, 90 or above, is false. The second, 80 or above, is also false. The third, 70 or above, is true. Python prints grade C and stops. The else at the bottom only runs if every single condition above it is false. The order of your conditions matters. Python evaluates them from top to bottom and stops at the first one that is true. If you place a broad condition before a specific one, the broad one will always win. Here, score is 95. In the correct version, we check 90 or above first and get grade A. In the wrong version, we check 50 or above first. 95 satisfies that condition, so Python prints grade C and never even reaches the 90 check. Always place your most specific conditions at the top. You can place an if statement inside another if statement. This is called nesting. The inner if only runs if the outer if condition is true. Here, we first check if the person is 18 or older. If that passes, we then check if they have an ID. Both conditions are true, so we print entry aloud. If age were below 18, Python would not even look at the inner condition. It would go straight to the outer else. Notice that each level of nesting adds another 4 spaces of indentation. Instead of nesting, you can often combine conditions on a single line using and or. Using and means both conditions must be true for the block to run. Here, we check age and has ID in one line, which is cleaner than 2 separate if statements. Using or means at least one condition must be true. Here is member is false, but has invite is true. Since one of them is true, the or condition passes and we print welcome. Here are the 3 mistakes that cause almost every beginner problem with conditionals. The first is using a single equals sign inside a condition. A single equals is assignment. You need double equals for comparison. The second is forgetting the colon at the end of the if line. Python requires it and will raise a syntax error without it. The third is inconsistent indentation. All lines inside the same block must be indented by exactly the same number of spaces. You now know how to make decisions in Python using if, elif, and else. You understand indentation, condition ordering, nesting, and how to combine conditions. In the next episode, we cover loops, where you will learn how to repeat actions automatically without writing the same code over and over.